What's up, people? It's your boy Levelhead back with another live and level gamers podcast. I got the crew with me as usual, but we're gonna start with my partner, the one who started this with me. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
It's the one and only Mr. L Live 08.
That's right. That's L Live 08. And then we got my other partner that's been joining us pretty regularly now. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's going on, everybody? It's John Shaw.
You ain't finishing it?
Wow, it's John Shaw, Full Effect Gaming.
I just came so used to hearing that. Anyway, we back to do what we do on these podcasts, man. Sorry for the hiatus. Like I said, it's been hard getting on here and getting everybody in at the same time because of work schedules. But we're here to talk some games, man. How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Can't complain.
Yep, all good over here.
That's right. I mean, I think we're gonna go back to the old format, man, where I do the music at the beginning and editing and all that, and upload it that way. So maybe not the next two we do, but the one after that, I'm gonna start trying to do it the old school way, and so it can, we can have all the flair we normally have. I was on Active Gamers Life podcast, and I just like how he continued to do it with all his music and his graphics and everything. It's just, I was like, man, I need to get back to that because everybody doing this Google Hangout with the same look. So it kind of doesn't appeal to you when you initially see it unless you already follow the podcast. And I noticed cats ain't checking us out like they used to, man. So I'm just have to change it up and see if that help bring back some of the old viewers back into the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Anyway, let's get it in. So we're going to start off with what you've been gaming on. I'm going to start with my boy Live. What you been gaming on, man?
Man, I really ain't been having a chance to jump on and play any games. I just downloaded what's that, NBA 16.
Uh-huh.
I just downloaded that, and man, that game looks, it looks like a beast.
What's on the Android? I mean, on the Alienware?
Yeah, on the Alienware, man, that game looks like a beast, man. Man, it looked good.
Okay.
And it's a couple of more games, some indie games I had downloaded too. But on the next podcast, I'll let you know what's what, on those. But that NBA 16 shoot, NBA 2K16 shoot, it looks like a beast.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna speak on that here when my turn come up. I got something to share on that as well. Let's jump to John Shaw. What you been gaming on, bro?
Man, I've been on that Rainbow Six Siege beta on the Xbox and on the PlayStation. Been on that Metal Gear. Been on some Call of Duty. I just popped in the 2K16. And, man, I suck ass at that game. Don't get me wrong, it looked good. Everything looked good about it. The presentation looked good about it. It looked like it's fun. But I'm not having fun because I can't make no damn shots. Shit's getting on my nerves. It's frustrating. I'm like, man, what? And I don't want to put it on easy because then I just not, like, if I ever do go online, they ain't going to be put on, and then all those same sentences ain't going to be the same. And then I'll be back to the starting board, be like, look, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying. I'm gonna work on it, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard right now. I'm like, especially coming from live. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. So how's that what'd you say, that Vegas? What is that?
The Rainbow Six Siege?
Yeah, the Rainbow Six. How's that?
I like it. I love it. It's still not the old Vegas, but it's like the old Vegas, but it's more enclosed.
Okay.
It's not as open as the old Vegas. It's more enclosed. I wish it was more open, but I don't know. I like it. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's a step in the right direction. I know people that they're used to this the shooting that has been going on, like the Battlefield and the Call of Duties and all that, and the Halos and all this stuff. All the people that's used to that type of gaming, they're not gonna like this game. And as I see, a lot of them are complaining about it, and and I'm glad they're complaining about it because I don't want them over. I'm glad because I don't want y'all to play the game. You know what I'm saying? This is like this is a game where you gotta play as a team. Like if you're not playing as a team, you're not going to succeed in this game. You're not going to have fun in this game. You have to put your mic in and you have to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And you have to coordinate with your team, like especially with the equipment and stuff, the equipment that you bring in and stuff like that. You gotta coordinate. It's a team-based game. It's like you can't. It's not. Oh, let me go in here and rack up kills game. It's not like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why a lot of people not liking it right now because they think they came into it with the wrong impression of what they thought it was gonna be.
Okay. All right.
So if you die in this game, you gotta wait till the game's over. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no respawning and all this stuff, so they don't like that stuff. They not used to they used to die, respawn, come back and stuff.
Okay. No, I'm gonna have to. I've been watching and seeing cats playing it, but I haven't played it myself, which probably won't play it. But I haven't heard anything neither way. So good to know that you played it and kind of give us some insight on what it's about. Far as me, man, I'm kind of like live. I really haven't been playing much of anything, but this past Sunday, I took my Xbox over to my mother's house because we were going to be over there for a while, and she has a different style TV. She has that Samsung, and I wanted to see how I looked on there, plus my son was going to be there, so with me, he was going to, we was all going, my family going to be there, and I didn't want him there bored, so we brought it over there so he can play while we was upstairs talking and things like that. And get over there, and I forget that I don't have her online code. So I'm trying to play my system without being on internet, without being connected. And it didn't work. It wouldn't let me log in. Then I go into the settings and I go offline play. It wouldn't let me, but since I couldn't log in, I couldn't open none of the games to play them. So we had to sit there until my mom finally gave me her code. I had to sit there for like 30, 40 minutes. Can't do anything with this system strictly because it didn't have internet. Now, people probably get tired of me harping on this, but to me that makes, every time I turn around, something about this system makes no sense to me. Like I said, I like the system. I mean, the Xbox One is a good system. I enjoy it thoroughly, but these little hoops and hurdles you got to jump through and jump over to play a game when you don't have internet is crazy, man. It just don't make sense to me. But so I didn't get a chance to play the live game because it didn't download.
When you did your account, right?
Did
you put that your Xbox is the home Xbox?
Yeah.
Because if you do that, then you should be able to log in without that. Because like, especially if your games aren't dealing with nothing with live, it shouldn't have did that.
I
don't be having mine connected to the internet sometimes, and it still be working.
Okay, then maybe that's my ignorance, because I every time I go somewhere and ain't no internet, I'm stuck with a box. That's
because it did do that at first to me, and I was saying that that was some BS, but it says you gotta make it your home console or something like that, and something happened like that on the PlayStation 2 with me as well.
Okay.
I had to do some stuff in the settings and it stopped that.
Okay, then I'm gonna have to go into the settings. I'm gonna have to have you step me through it because I don't want to be giving this system a bad rap. But to me, it's giving its own self a bad rap because this stuff should be done via the system itself. When you ain't online and you say offline play, to me the system should understand, okay, we gonna let him have access to the game because he's wanting to play offline. I don't feel like I should have to go through a setting to change it so the computer can know or the system can know that I'm not connected to the internet and all that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm glad you said it because I was like, this is ridiculous. I thought the DRM stuff was supposed to have been fixed. But anyway, I don't want to harp on that too long. But I played a little. I haven't played much of anything. I wanted to play that demo, that basketball game, 2K16, but didn't get a chance to do so. So that it is what it is. But anyway, that's been that section. So let's get it in, man. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see a lot that has taken place that we didn't deal with last week, or the last time we was on here. But John Shaw put up an interesting post on fulleffectgaming.com. That's our website, y'all. And so, since you don't see us posting videos as much as we used to, especially me in live, I'm gonna try to get back on the ball with that. But like I said, life has hit me. But I have the opportunity to post my thoughts on fulleffectgaming.com. We're all teamed up to make this thing work. That's me with John Shaw, who is the CEO and owner, commander-in-chief. Then myself, my boy Live, and then K-Bum20, Mrs. K, and now I kind of announced this Ms. T. All will be on here on this website, posting our thoughts, sharing commentary on whatever, and putting up blogs about stuff we thinking about. So just check us out. That's fulleffectgaming.com. But you put up a post, man, that was titled "What Makes a Game Great?" or "What Makes a Great Game?" And I was reading through it, and I thought it was a very interesting post, and I was like, that can be what we talk about tonight on the podcast, and we can go into some other thoughts that I have here. But John Shaw, kind of set up what you were kind of talking about in that post, and then we can dialogue together and see what we think makes a great game.
All right, so I originally this was supposed to be like a video or whatever, but I wrote like a couple paragraphs, and I was gonna do a quick 1 minute, 2 minute video on it. But my computer's been messing up all week, so I couldn't do my editing stuff like I wanted to. So I was sitting at work yesterday, and I ain't had no shows to watch. I was like, I gotta do something, you know what I'm saying? I was like, before I fall asleep. So I was looking at because I put all my stuff I want to do in Google Keep. Okay. All the notes and topics and stuff I want to do for videos, whatever. I put all that. So I was just scrolling through there. I was like, what can I take and make a post on? And so I saw that. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I didn't expect it to be that long, but it just I guess when you're bored and you start thinking about stuff, it happens that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to write the post, and I was like, let me think right off the top of the head what games I can remember that was great. And I said, and the reason why I wanted to do right off the top of my head is because I wanted to do those games that stuck with you in your memory, not like, oh, I went through my collection and say, oh yeah, I remember this game. Oh yeah, I remember. So now I wanted to do what games that I can say off the top of my head that I felt was great. And the reason I say that off the top of my head is because those games were that good that they made an impact on you, that you remembered it no matter how long ago they were that you played it.
Mm-hmm.
And those are games that if I was to play right now today, I would still enjoy them just as much as I did then. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like, for me, that what makes those games great is the way they encompass the gameplay, the story, and the graphics and all that stuff, and how it just all came together to make you get immersed in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when all those games that I listed, I remember when I was playing those games, I would sit up for hours and hours and hours, and like with crackhead eyes and stuff, looking, you know what I'm saying, looking like I ain't left home in 3-4 days. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to be when I was playing those games. And that's because you really got immersed in it. And I was like, and what made me think of this topic was because I just feel like nothing like that has made me feel like that recently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And also about the topic that you had on your last post, the Asian Gamer, where you were asking, like, is it me or was it the games? And it's like I said, it's a little bit of both, because at the same time we get older, so our tastes kind of get better.
Right.
And so we expect better things. But at the same time, these developers are getting lazy and they're not making the games as great as they used to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so while there are some couple games that I missed out on that I didn't talk about, like the Last of Us, that was a great game, but it's like it didn't pop in my head, so that's why I didn't write about it. You know what I'm saying? So evidently it wasn't that too great to me. Whereas those other games, they stuck with me.
I feel
And so that's why I just want to talk about that. I just feel like, cause I feel like nothing is sticking. Like even though I have games that I like, cause like my favorite genre is shooters. But as you can see on that list, most of those are action RPGs. You know what I'm saying? And open world games and stuff like that. But you know, I still like my Call of Duties. I still like my Battlefields. I still like the Halos and then the Rainbow Six and the Ghost Recons. I still like my Splinter Cells and all this stuff. But those games are good, but they just weren't great to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's some good games now, but they're not great to me. They don't have that feeling for me. Like there's a lot of games that I played that they were okay, they were cool, but I wasn't compelled to finish them. Like Batman, I just stopped caring about finishing the game. I don't even care what happens. You know,
I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one that.
No, it's like you get to the point.
Hadn't picked it back up, man.
Yeah, it's a few games that I've done like that. It's like I get to the point, like I don't even care no more. And it's like I feel like no, it's not my fault. I feel like it's the developer's fault because it's your job to keep me engrossed in the game to where I want to finish it. I want to know what happens at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where I get so frustrated or I get so bored with the game that I'm tired of it.
Okay, well, let's let Live get in here. Live, let's stay on this part and then we're gonna dissect into this topic because John made a whole bunch of good points in his post. I don't know if you read it, but first of all, what makes a great game for you, Live? What has to be there? What elements have to be in the game to make it a great game?
To me, what makes a great game is the plot. The plot of the game. What's going to get you immersed. In the game. What's going to get you drawn. Into the game. And then far as the story, then it's got to have good graphics. Graphics is not everything, but it's it does make up the part of what makes a great game. In my example of a great game is when what really got me. What really shocked me was when I seen Mario 64 for the first time.
Okay, that's a good example.
Yeah, it shocked me. It was a Mario game. I was familiar with it. I was familiar with the plot, the story, the whole nine, but it immersed me in the world, because it was in 3D for the first time. I was like, wow. This is it. This is what video games, supposed to be. I played that game for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, at a time. And, I think I don't want to too much get from off the subject, but I think that I'm gonna write on this about developers need to go back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out for that in the next couple of days on Full Effect gaming website. These developers, we need to go back to the basics. And what I mean by the basics is like when we had the NES cartridges and the Super Nintendo cartridges, and stuff like that. We didn't have no load time. Soon enough, you put the game in, bam. Level head, you didn't have to worry about being online. Bam, the game loaded up right then and there, and you started playing. You started having your experience, right then and there. Those are the things that that's just one part. Those are the things that that makes a great game. you can be able to access it, you know, at any time. I don't care if you're online or offline. You should be able to play your game when you load that disc into your video game system, into your Xbox One or your PS4, and you have to sit there and you have to, you know, download it to the hard drive. Okay, after you do that, it should be accessible. It should be accessible anytime, anytime,
I
and
agree.
it shouldn't have all these load times. You know, I don't have a bunch of load times on the Alienware. I don't have a bunch of load times. You know, soon enough it gets in, bam, you know, I'm playing. But if I'm not on connected online, there's a problem. I can't access Steam. I can't. I can't. I'm shut out. I'm just, you know, I'm just using the video games that's on my hard drive. But
Right.
like I said, that's, you know, that's one part of, you know, of having, you know, a great game, to be accessible to it at all times.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of on piggybacking on what he said. That's kind of what took Metal Gear Solid 4 out the loop for me. Was because like the story, don't get it wrong, the gameplay was great, the graphics were great, the story was great, but it kept breaking up all that and kept taking away from all that with all the load times,
Mhm.
and then the way they position the load times after a cutscene. Like you get ready to get back in the game, then okay, you gotta load. Then it plays another cutscene, then it loads again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then after you do that, at one point, like halfway through the game, it did another install.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that takes you away from the game. It's like, you know, you're not immersed in the game no more. Now you remember you playing the game now. You know, it's like, cause you know how like you get when you watching TV show, you get so involved in it that you kind of feel like you there, and you get to root because when something happens, you start yelling at the TV too. So what the hell you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you get immersed in it, and
Yeah.
Right.
and that's how you was with the game. But then it took you out of that because of all the load screens and the installs and stuff like that. It's like that takes away from it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like when I was reading, I didn't get a chance to get through all of it. It is a good lengthy post, but that's actually good because I'm going back to read it. I saw your elements, like you had gameplay, which we should all know, gameplay, graphics. What was a few other ones? Yeah, gameplay, graphics, controls.
Yeah, controls and
Visual,
Yes,
well, visual
story.
graphics with storyline, story plot. And I was thinking, like I was thinking as I was reading, and one thing that I feel like has done it for me, that what has taken me out, Live hit it right on the nail. When I saw it, Mario 64, the commercial. Now, this is just visual. Like you said, we already know what we're getting with a Mario game. So you know what to expect 2D wise anyway. You knew that you was getting quality gameplay, at least from what the Mario's previously gave you. But then when you saw these 3D graphics, it was like, oh my God, like Lyle said, this is it. This is what gaming has been reaching and striving for. This is the mecca of what gaming is all about, man. So I remember getting the game for Christmas. My pops got the 64 all the way from Dallas, had my aunt buy it and shipped it up, and he went through all this because he couldn't find it here. And I remember playing the game, but what stood out to me, and I think this is what's missing, and I kind of, like Live saying, getting back to the old school, is the creativity. Like, as you progress through the game, the stages and the places you went, the environments got more creative, more creative, more creative. The level 10 took you to a whole nother creative mind. You could tell that the developer was really thinking to make these stages, right? Whereas today, a lot of the games, as you progress through the game, you pretty much in the same areas, revisiting areas, you know what I'm saying? And it's all bland. Even though the graphics is great, it's bland. There's no creativity. There's no imagination to the game, and I think that's what's kind of killing my. Or that's why, like Batman, prime example, John, what you use. Batman was great for the first 3-4 days. I'll say week and a half, 2 weeks. I couldn't get enough of Batman. But then all of a sudden, about midway, halfway through the game, you was doing nothing new. It was redundant. You was doing the same battles, doing the same fights, doing the same. It was like, okay, how many times do I got to kill these tanks? How many times do I got to fight these dudes? How many times I got to? It's like when 64 Mario, every stage you went to, there was a new experience to be had. Every stage. Zelda, every dungeon you open up, it takes you to a new world. Like it's like a whole new world to open up to you that is nothing like the dungeon you was in before. You see what I'm saying? So I think I think we need to add an element of creativity to that list of requirements for a great game. What you think? I'll let John jump in. Then live, you come after John.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the coffin right there. Yeah, they like creativity and they're having to keep going back playing the same thing. And because like the Batman did it, the Lord of the Rings did it for me. That because I got kind of tired of doing the same thing over and over again.
Oh, the Shadow of Mordor, yeah.
Shadow of Mordor. It's a lot of games on my PS3 that I was gonna finish before I got my PS4. And I was like, I just didn't feel like playing them no more. It's like I was like, I don't feel like doing this over again.
Right.
It get boring. It's like doing the same thing over. Like if after 2 or 3 hours of doing the same thing over and over and over again, you have to change it up. And that's on the developer to do that.
Right.
You have to change it up. You know what I'm saying? Change it up to where we're doing something different. And like the order. That's why I was pissed off about the order, because like every freaking level in there seemed like it seemed like a copy and paste of another level. They just put little different things here and there.
Right.
And maybe change the color a little bit. And I was like, this is not fun.
Yeah, Live, go ahead and jump in, man, before I share my thoughts. Go ahead. Do you see an element of creativity lacking in these games?
Pretty much, yes. These developers must have ADD. Because I mean, you like you said, like the order, you could tell, you can look at, like, I might not buy the game, but I'll look at it on YouTube. I'll look at, the little gameplay, and stuff like that, and and see, what's what. And a lot of these games, is repetitive. It's copy and paste. It's copy and paste.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was on Active Them podcast this week, and it dawned on me, and it was a conversation we was having, but it dawned on me, that's what was missing for me. Like, what happened when we was talking about, we was talking, because they kind of do a segment where they talk about what you've been playing on and everything, and of course I didn't have anything, and it was mainly because none of these games draw me in enough. Like, okay, I'll take Splatoon, for example. On the multiplayer side, Splatoon is a great game. I wish the single player was even more, they gave us more of that, because it's very creative. But that's been about the only game that's really drew me back and constantly drew me back and constantly drew me back. I'm hoping Tomb Raider does that. I'm hoping that be the game that give me that real, true, epic, immersive experience that I've been longing for pretty much all this year, man. I mean, I haven't had it in 2015. I can't name one game that has sucked me in and engulfed me in the experience. I can't name one. It's so bad I went out and bought the original Uncharted, because I never played the first one. I bought it for $5 just to play something that I feel like would give me an immersive experience. I mean, I'm jumping back to the PlayStation 3, people. to play a game that gives me the storyline, decent gameplay, graphics, and progression that feels like you going to somewhere new. Like, one thing I have to hand it to old school games, and it seems like Nintendo might be the only company that still operates by this format. When you make it to a new stage, there is a new experience to be had on that stage that was different from the previous stage. So every time you advance it because you want to see what's next. In these games nowadays, they put you in an open world game. You go everywhere, and you just keep traversing back and forth. So you see everything in the first few hours of the game. For the most part, you see everything you're going to see in a lot of these games. And you're just trying to make the storyline. If the storyline ain't good, then it was just a waste of time, you know. And I don't know. I think that's what's killing me. Ain't enough creativity, man. Ain't enough creativity. Ain't enough imagination in these games. Too realistic, too simulated, trying to be what I'm trying to escape. So, you know, who want to jump on that thought? Because I thought John's post really got my brain to turning. As I was reading through it, I was like, this dude, I'm going to use this as the foundation for the podcast because there's a lot to be said just in that what makes a great game. So go ahead, whoever want to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, those games are listed. They really touched on things for me, and like one of the things that was really, honestly, it's still my favorite game of last generation is that Heavenly Sword. Man, just how everything just came together in that game. It was like,
yeah.
So when people like to order talking about, oh, they're trying to go for that cinematic experience, that's why I laugh at it. I laugh at it. It's hilarious to me because no, your cinematic experience is horrible. You know what I'm saying? Because like the Heavenly Sword, that was a true cinematic experience. Mm-hmm. The way the story was put together, the way the characters were made, the way the voice actors and stuff, it was all in it, and how they got into their characters and stuff. And they brought life to those characters and stuff. And I was like, because each character had their own uniqueness and their own little personality and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All the villains and stuff that you would meet, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Right. I played that game. Heavenly Sword was, and the last boss was epic.
Yeah, he was crazy. I was like, this is like, this dude.
That's another thing, man. Like, what has happened to boss fights? What has happened? I mean, I guess that's why, what's that game that came on the PlayStation 4 early this year? Bloodborne. I guess that's why Bloodborne stood out to a lot of people. It's one of the few games that still has boss fights.
Yeah, I think it stands out to people because they like it's because everybody says it's hard, and so everybody wants to feel like if they can beat this game, now that means they're a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I think it's just hard for the sake of it's hard for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm saying that. What I'm saying is,
like, I was playing the game. It's like cool, like, but at the same time, it's like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I don't know what the story was.
Okay, I got you.
I'm sitting like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Because I sit there for like good 3-4 hours. I got to pass the first boss, and then I got past the second boss. I think I was on the third boss, and I got stuck on him. Then I kept doing it. I had to stop and think to myself. I was like, I done repeated this thing like 4 times. Now I was like, I'm real frustrated. I'm pissed off. Then I had to stop and think. I was like, what is the purpose of this game anyway? What is my character? What am I doing? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? I was saying, like, who am I? What is the story so far? I don't even know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I said eject and sent that shit back.
Well, I almost bought a PlayStation 4 for Bloodborne, but when I found out that it was in the line of what's the other game that it came from?
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. I kind of like, no, I don't think that's gonna be the game I want to play. But what sold me initially was that first trailer of that boss. And me, the
boss fights, don't get me wrong, the boss fights are fun, but they're hard.
Right.
They're fun. But I didn't feel compelled to finish it because I didn't feel like, who am I?
Well, it missed elements. You said some elements that that is required for a great game was lacking. You know, maybe the storyline and the development of the character was lacking, but it had other elements that was great. You know, because what I saw from just the gameplay and the ball, to me, I'm a sucker for boss fights. Like I'm from the age where, you know, a Mega Man, where you trying to get to Airman, you trying to get to Bubble Man, you trying to get to Heat. You know what I'm saying? Man, you trying to get to Dr. Wily and all that. So I I'm from that place where you trying to beat the balls, you trying to conquer the stage, and each stage was different from the next stage. Whereas today, there's a lot of games you don't even have a boss fight. You basically fighting through generic soldiers, and you just fighting a whole bunch of them until you clear the stage. And it's like, I need a boss fight. I need this creative boss that the stage teaches me how I gotta fight the boss. You see what I'm saying? Like all these true blue ways of making games have stopped in current gaming, where like something like the order, not the order, but what is that? Second Son, what is that? Infamous. Infamous doesn't have boss fights. And well, in the ones that I played, I don't know about Second Son.
You had the one, the recently one you kind of had a boss for this because of how you got your new powers or whatever.
Okay, well it was far between,
like it wasn't nothing to remember.
Right, that's what I mean. It's like I remember Mega Man because of the boss fights. I remember Double Dragon because of the boss fights. I remember Ninja Turtles because you had to fight Rocksteady and Bebop and the bosses, and it's like, what? Mario bosses again is boss fights. Like, what has happened to, I mean, the formula that worked, that got us to being true gamers, have been ripped away from gaming, and they hand us, I don't know, it's a good story, but I don't know, man.
Like that's why like, you know, Skyrim, this open world game and stuff like that, and I like that because basically wherever you look at, you can basically go until you get to the edge of the earth or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like that. But and then and everything you go, you gonna find something different, you know what I'm saying. Like I remember just traversing through there, and all of a sudden I just ran. I didn't even know they were in the game because I didn't really look at no previews to the game or nothing. That's what I was trying. That's what I was trying on my hardest not to spoil games for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I got in the game, and I kind of fell down the side of a mountain a little bit, and then I look up, and it's a giant. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hold on. I said, whoa. I said, what? So I said, damn giant. I said, you got to be kidding me. So I went there, tried to fight him. Of course, you know, he whooped my butt. Smacked me into the middle of the next week.
Is a level of unknown there, something that you ain't going.
And then the fight the dragons was fun. That's kind of like each dragon was its own little boss fight or whatever. Each dragon had its own little power or whatever. And that's how you got your little dragon calls or whatever. And then also, and that's just the main story. Like when you actually go exploring in this game, you'll find so much other stuff where like you can go on this quest where you get this Daedric armor. It's like the this real he's like the some kind of like demon prince or some crap. But his armor is like one of the best armor in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You go through that and you go explore these little different caves and stuff. You'll find all kind of different creatures that you'll never see outside of, you know, if you just never went in there.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So each time you go in there exploring, you always finding something new. Then one time I got bit and turned into a vampire. You know what I'm saying? I said, for real, I'm a vampire. I said, are you for real? I said, this is crazy right here. And it's like, and you really can't go out in the sun.
Wow. So you can
only play the game at night now.
Okay. So let me do this live. And I don't know if you know, this might be putting you on the spot, but we all gonna try to name our top 5 greatest games we ever played. Top 5. Can you name them? Can you name top 5 games that you consider some of the greatest games of all time, that have all the elements: gameplay, storyline, creativity, graphics, everything? You know, name me 5.
Oh boy.
Um, let's see. Okay, far as the fighting genre go, I got to say Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast.
Okay.
Um, that's my number five. Um,
That's a good game. That's a good choice right there.
my number four. Oh man, that doggone Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. That sucker
Ah.
was off the chain. Oh, man, that thing was off the chain. When that monster bust out that doggone church, I
Yeah.
was, oh my God.
You right on
Um,
the money with that, man.
my number, my number three,
Write these down. Go ahead. I'm listening.
my number three. Oh man, it's got to be Mario 64.
Okay.
That's got to be my number three, Mario 64. Um, my number two, and I used to play this 24/7. Um, it doesn't have to be about uh uh it doesn't have to be about the graphics with the graphics with this, but Super Mario Brothers. You
Okay.
Yeah, I played that game to death,
The
and
original or
the original.
NES? Okay.
But when you say graphics, you mean graphics pertaining to that time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Depending to that time frame. And my number one, my number one. Oh
It
man.
better not be mine. I bet you finish. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna make sure you say it.
Oh. Oh man. I'm gonna say my number one was Super Mario Brothers 3. I played that game religiously.
Okay. So Mario, see, and guess what? It makes sense though, live, because Mario is got every element you look for to be a great game, and they have repeated this formula, and people don't understand why Mario has lasted and stood the test of time as a character and as an IP, which gonna play into the next topic. But it stands the test of time because it follows all the elements that make a great game, and it's always great, no matter which iteration you talk about. Even the worst ones are still considered great gaming. But anyway, so that's Soul Calibur, Resident Evil 4, which Resident Evil 4 is one of mine. That's a great game. Mario 64, I'll probably have it higher up on my list. Super Mario NES, Super Mario 3. So that's pretty good, man. I agree. I agree with all those games.
That was just a rush job.
And to all the listeners, man, that's listening in, man, give me your top 5 games of all time. Put it down in the comment section from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. What's your top 5 greatest games of all time? And kind
Oh
of leave.
man, can I add a slash onto that?
Yeah,
Onto my number one,
yeah.
Gods of War. Hey, when the
God,
first time when I played God of War, oh my Lord, especially God of War 2, when you getting ready to go to see Athena, and you got to go across that big bridge or whatever. Oh man, that game, man, the PS2 was pushing it, boy. It was pushing it.
So y'all leave y'all top 5 games of all time based off of the criteria: gameplay, storyline, graphics, creativity, and controls. What 5 games that had all those elements that you feel are just name your top 5, and then give like a small reason why you think those are the top 5 and what made them stand out to you. But John Shaw, let's go, man. What you got for me?
All
Top
right,
5.
so basically my My top 5 was in the post, so but I'm gonna go. I didn't put them in that order though. But
Oh, okay. I didn't even catch that. I saw the games, but I didn't know that was actually your greatest of all time.
well, that's the greatest what I can put. But I put it if I go by what's in my head. Like so I ain't gonna. So number 5 would be Skyrim for reasons I already stated. Number
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Number 4 would be Medal of Honor, like for the Medal of Honor 2010 version.
Well, okay.
The 2010 version, like that. That's the first person shooter that actually you get emotionally involved in, because it's like it's that's how real it gets in that game. And that's the first actual single player game that actually I was compelled to play. Like I stayed playing it and wanted to play it and wanted to finish it all the way to the end.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like it really made you feel like what it is to be over there in Afghanistan and stuff like that. And so that Medal of Honor 2010 that gets up there. That was that's number 4. And then number 3 got to be Grand Theft Auto 3. Like when I saw that game being played, and for the first that's the only game the only game that ever made me go buy a console. Just for that game.
Wow.
Just for that game only. You know what I'm saying? The only game that ever made me do that. Other consoles I bought, I had to wait till at least there's 3 or 4 games that I want to play.
Okay.
But that game, because like the PlayStation 2 wasn't even on my radar. I was still playing my Dreamcast. You know what I'm saying? I was still playing my Dreamcast. I didn't care about the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 wasn't even on my radar. But my homeboy, he brought that down. Cause I just quit one of my jobs or whatever, right? So I had a whole bunch of money still, cause I had one of them jobs where I was working so hard, I didn't get to spend my money. You know what I'm saying? So I had a whole bunch of money stacked up, and I finally quit because of some BS, whatever happened. He brought his PlayStation 2 over there, started playing. He said, "Yeah, man, I got this new game called Grand Theft Auto." So yeah, I played because I played the top down ones. So yeah, I played them Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, let's go check this out. Now I was like, oh man, hold on. I was like, we stopped. Went back. I went that next day and got it. I got a PlayStation 2 and got that game. I was like, yeah, I had to have it.
Okay.
And then number 2 is gonna be the Star Wars Jedi Knight of Jedi Academy. You know what I'm saying? I really like that game because it made you feel like I was a real Jedi and stuff. You know what I'm saying? With the lightsabers and the Force and all this stuff.
You said Academy, right?
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy.
Now, what system is this on?
This was on Xbox, the original Xbox.
Okay. Now, was the Medal of Honor? What was that?
That was everything. That was PlayStation.
Okay,
3 and Xbox 360.
Okay. All right.
And then, well, that was number 2, right?
Right.
And then my number 1 is gonna be Fable.
Fable? The original?
The original Fable.
Okay.
That mode was that like people when you play that game, you have to understand how much of a genius this dude is. Because I've never played a game where everything your actual actions were reflected upon the NPCs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like when you did something bad, like if you were a bad guy and you came into this town, everybody would know that you know you as that bad guy. Mm-hmm. If you did it in that town. See, if you went to another town where you weren't the bad guy, they don't know nothing. Unless you already went down the evil path and then you got horns growing in your head and then they already know you evil.
Okay. Because
you got horns growing down your head, you got red eyes and stuff like that, and they know you're evil, so they run from you and they scare. It's like the interaction was real. And if you were a hero, then when you come into town, they cheer for you. All the girls trying to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. You can actually get married in that game and have sex and have babies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just crazy. And then also on one of my playthroughs, I just demolished this whole town. Just killed everybody. I just want because after you level up and you're a badass, you got all your armor and stuff. You just want to test some stuff. So I just killed everybody in the town.
Okay.
Not knowing that it was gonna have some consequences. Because now this town, I couldn't live in this town, or there's nothing there no more. It was just a ghost town. And no matter throughout the whole game, no matter when you live it and come back, it was still a ghost town. It stayed like that.
Okay.
And no, these not even these new games now. They don't even go like that. Once you leave and load it back up, it resets itself. And so none of these games, I don't feel like they had the elements that Fable had back in the day, the original Fable.
Okay. So
now, as Fable went along, they lost those elements, but I'm talking about the original Fable.
Oh, the original Fable, Xbox, OG. So you got Skyrim. Now, was that PlayStation 3 or Xbox?
No, that's Xbox. No, I played that one on the PC.
PC. Medal of Honor, multi-plat. Was that what generation? Seventh gen?
Yes, must be. But I played that on the PC though too.
PC. Okay.
I started on the Xbox 360, but then I finished it on the PC though.
Okay. Grand Theft Auto 3. What was that? PlayStation 2?
Yeah, PlayStation 2.
Okay. Star Wars Jedi Academy, Xbox OG. Fable, Xbox OG. So the Xbox OG was a favorable console of yours then.
Oh yeah, that was. I had many memorable moments on that thing.
Okay. All right. Let me get my list, man. Now I had to narrow down the games that Live said something that made me really think like, okay, what games that just I could not get enough of. First one, my number 5 would be WWF No Mercy for the N64. I love to make a character in that. Like I used to make this character, man. I just love everything about that game. All the move sets. You can pretty much build whatever you want to build, and pretty much become it was almost OP, too powerful. But WWF, I think it was F. No Mercy would be my 5. 4 would be Mega Man 2. I could play Mega Man 2 right now and it'd be like I'd never played it before. It's just, to me, I know all the songs, all the music. That's another element, music. I forgot to add that on there. That's one of the must-have is the music. So Mega Man 2, WWF No Mercy. 3, Resident Evil 4. Great game to me, man. No. Yeah, no. It's gonna be either Resident Evil 4 or Uncharted 2. Because I got to get Uncharted 2 on there. So, so yeah, 3 would be Resident Evil 4 or Uncharted 2. 2 would be Mario 64. And then 1 would be Ocarina of Time. The Ocarina of Time is the greatest game I ever played. I have played nothing that has immersed me, that has burnt into my brain like Ocarina of Time. I don't know what Miyamoto was smoking when he thought out Ocarina of Time, but that was my first, and maybe because that was my real, true first Zelda experience. Like I played a few other ones, but that's the one I really paid attention to and actually followed the storyline and followed what was going on to completion. Ocarina of Time is my top game of all time. Second, the only other game that come close is Mario 64. Bad list or good list? What you think?
It's your list.
But see, I can name. Reason it was something Lyle said about how much time spent playing these games. Like all these games, I can play like I had never played them before. Right now, like I don't know how many hours. I used to rent No Mercy so much from Blockbuster that it didn't even stay in this. I would take it back and re-rent it. When I started working for Blockbuster, And when I got free rentals, that was always my rent. Every week I just rent that game, and it just stayed at my house for almost a year. I kept that game, man. I mean, that's mine. I don't know. I know that's kind of weak compared to y'all's, but
No, it's like, and then see this thing. It's like everybody's list is gonna be different when they compared to what they want, what they enjoy, and see once and if everybody in the community understand that when people reviewing games and all that thing, different stuff, that's what they feel about the game. It's
right.
not about what you feel about the game. It's what they feel about the game. So it's like gaming is subjective. You know what I'm saying? Each person is going like we could all play the same game, but we might not experience it the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While one person might be fully engrossed in it, the other person might be bored with it, and then the third person he might be like, "Oh, it's okay." You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different strokes for different folks. And it's like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like that's why when I wrote on the post, like this is as it pertains to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody else is gonna have a different, might have a different aspect of it.
Okay, let's do this then. Since like I said, we just getting on here because we ain't chopped it up with each other in a while, and we ain't got a whole bunch of topics. Name 5 games that was critically acclaimed that, in your opinion, were very much overrated and didn't live up to the hype. Just name 3. We ain't gonna name 5. Just name 3. Let's start with you, Live.
Oh boy, 3 games that were overrated.
Yeah, just totally, absolutely overrated. That was critically acclaimed far as reviews and coverage by media. It was praised as something amazing, but in your opinion, when you played it, it didn't hit all the elements that we talk about good enough to be even considered great to you.
Oh man, that's a hard one.
Yeah, that is hard. That might.
Like, see, the reason why it's hard for me is because I never paid attention to it in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
let's add it in.
So here, put it like this. Let's go look at the previous year's game of the years and ask yourself, do you agree with those games?
Okay, cool. That'll work.
Cause like I can't like really remember something like that. Just cause like.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I can't remember what the last game of the year were. Did we even have one? Did we even have one last year?
Yeah, they did. I can't remember what it was.
I think that might have been the first time I didn't watch it.
I know the year before that was Journey, wasn't it? This year was I want to say Shadow of Mordor for some reason, but let me see. Game of the year VGAs.
That was overhyped for me. Everybody was yelling, even my friend, because my friend he was hip hop who ran about it, and he brought the game over for me to brought the game to work for me to borrow it, and I played it. I was like, man, it's okay, but I'm kind of bored with it right now.
Mhm.
But it was cool for like the first few missions. Then I guess like I don't know. I just feel like it was. I don't know. I got bored with it.
Let me see. I'm trying to find the list. This is gonna be okay. I can't. Well, I don't want to be having a whole bunch of dead.
Okay, y'all talk. I'll find it.
Okay. For me, I mean, it's a lot of games I can name that to me, once I played them, they didn't live up. Like, okay, Uncharted 3 is a game to me that was critically acclaimed, you know, by reviews and media. But when I played the game, it didn't live up to none of that. You know, very underwhelming. What's another one? The few of the Call of Duties that was critically acclaimed and great. To me, they ain't do nothing for me. You know, so it's I don't, you know, like Halo 3. I don't know how y'all felt about Halo 3, but to me, Halo 3 was garbage. And I ain't know. I mean, I know that maybe I shouldn't be saying it because I ain't really a FPS fan, but
No, I mean that's what you feel about. So that's things like say what you because that's how you feel about it.
yeah, I felt like it was garbage, man. It
People
was
in the gaming industry, I learn. Quit getting butt hurt. This is not your best friend they're talking about. It's just a piece of plastic and his experience with that piece of plastic.
yeah, it was
Or that software.
It was very much overrated to me. I just thought it really didn't live up to what it was proclaiming.
Halo 1 and 2 were good for me. Halo 4 was okay, but after 2, I was kind of already haloed out. So I was just kind of like, it all felt the same for me. Was the ODST was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like I'm not even really that interested in Halo 5.
It looked
Yeah.
it just looked boring to me. Halo 5 just looked boring. It just looked like the same old, same old. You know, it looked like it. I don't know. Like Levelhead said, I ain't no first person shooter, but I did play Halo 1. I played Halo 2. I played both of those, and both of those, that was a good shooter experience, for me. But it just seems like to me it's like with Halo 5. I looked at some gameplay that IGN had, and it just looked like the same old thing.
Mm.
I got one for you.
What's that?
Destiny.
See, I can't speak on because I've never played it. I've never played it, but get your reason.
That was a bunch of horse shit. Don't get me twisted. The gameplay was fun, but it got repetitive and boring after you beat the first 2 planets. You know what I'm saying? Then the story just stops. It was no story. It didn't finish. And I'm sitting like, what did I just pay for?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna stop shitting on that game ever. I don't even care because now I guess with the Taken King they fixed all the problems with it and they finished the story. But I'm not about to buy a whole nother game just for you to finish my story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to buy that again. You know what I'm saying? Now if you want to give it to me for free, cool. And I kind of wipe the slate clean. But no, I'm not about to go pay to finish the story that should have been finished in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. No, it's not happening like that. And I just felt like that game was way overhyped.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. Even at E3, when everybody was hip hop hooraying about it, I was sitting there in the audience looking like, what's so good about this? I don't understand. I was just sitting there, I was stuck. I was like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Okay. It's a few other guys. I mean, Live, you got any you want to name?
As far as overrated games,
Yeah.
I know what's called it said, those Call of Duties.
I'm trying to find the game of the years, but they're not listing it for some reason.
Man, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I don't know about that one.
I know the Assassin's Creed 3 was overrated to me.
Oh yeah, those games, all them games only. Like even the first one was overrated to me because I didn't even finish that one because that's how bored I was of it. Okay, it got repetitive.
One that I don't want to say it's overrated, but I felt like the praise of it was a little overdone, and this might sound real egregious to some people, and I did enjoy the game, but Mario Galaxy 2, to me, was just Mario Galaxy 1. And I know that might be blasphemy to some people, but the reason I say that, it wasn't much different from Mario Galaxy 1. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had fun playing it. But it was a lot more of the same. But Miyamoto said it was pretty much stages that they couldn't fit into the first Galaxy. But I thought that game was a little praised, a little too much people was like, it's better than the first one. It's like it's the same as the first one, you know, in different stages, but pretty much the same stuff. So
I got another one. That BioShock Infinite.
okay,
Everybody liked it, but I played it. It was cool, but I was just, me and my son, we were sitting here playing it. I fell asleep playing the game. I fell asleep during playing the game, and I just kind of kept nodding off. So I was saying, I just passed the control to him. So here you go. And went
right.
to sleep, and I woke up and he was beating the game. I was like, I got bored. I was just falling asleep on it. So I was like, yeah, if the game gonna put me to sleep, I was like, yeah, that's not too good.
Try to think of some other games. There's a lot out there. It's just hard to think of now off the top of my dome. But anyway, let's move on. We've been on this topic for a minute. But thank you for John Shaw's inspirational post on Full Effect Gaming. Go check it out and let us know your thoughts. Let's move on, man. This second topic is a post that I haven't worked out all my thoughts yet, how I want to approach it, but I want to bring it up here to kind of get some thoughts from you guys and the listeners. So when you hear this question, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section and let us know if you agree or disagree where we might go. And then when I get a chance to make this post, and then I'll share my full thoughts on it. But in your opinion, Live and John, does Nintendo depend on its core fans too much? And what I mean when I say that is I should probably reword it, do they take their core fans for granted? That's what I should say. But when I say depend, meaning they take us for granted, thinking that we will be there no matter what. That even when they make missteps or don't really cater to what we desire and what we want sometimes, they always make great games, but sometimes they don't do all they could do. And then we end up bailing them out with our support. Like what struck this to me, I was talking to some guys in Active Gamers podcast, and we got to talking about amiibos, right? And I have yet to buy an amiibo, but some of these guys own up to 20-something amiibos. Now, if you collector, you like buying. I had no issue with it. I'm just saying it made me think we, as Nintendo fans, keep Nintendo afloat, even though sometimes we're not the audience Nintendo is targeting with what they're advertising and what they're doing, but they depend on us or take us for granted to be there and do and make up for what the other group they're trying to get don't do. And I see that kind of backfired with the Wii. So do you think they depend on us too much and not doing enough to secure not only us but other core gamers? Or this is just a stupid thought? I ain't worked it out yet, so that's kind of why it's kind of all over the place.
I feel like I feel like yes, they do. They do take it for granted because they think that we're just gonna be there, whatever. Because at the same time, what they don't understand is your core fan base, your core people that are buying the console, your core people that are out there every day buying these games and jumping up. They're not little kids. You know what I'm saying? As much as they want to think they are, we're not little kids anymore, and we're grown. You know what I'm saying? But you keep basing your security system around like if this system was for a kid. We can't have voice chat because you're worried about kids. We can't have we just now finally got a regular friends list, but we couldn't have it before because you were worried about kids. Stuff like that. It's like you have to understand that there's technology in place for that, but you also have to adhere to that your fan base is older now.
Mm-hmm.
Your fan base's tastes have grown now. You need to appeal to that. And I just feel like they're not getting that. Yes, and we've moved on. We're online. We're community-based gamers now. We want that online. Online is important. It's not a secondary feature to us anymore. Like back in the day, you could say that. You could say like it was that. But I think after the PS2 and the Dreamcast, that stopped being a secondary feature. That's something that has become homegrown as the main thing in the gaming now. And I think that Nintendo needs to stop and take that seriously. You know, I understand that you're trying to give it away for free, but I think you had to give it away for free because I think if you tried to, if you tried to, I don't think anybody would have paid for your online. I'm just keeping it real. I don't think no. As the way your online is now, no, I don't think nobody would have paid for it. I know I wouldn't have, especially with me paying already for 2 other companies. No, I wouldn't have paid for it because there's nothing that you're doing that's gonna make me want to pay for it. Now, if you come out in the future and with better features or on par features as far as your online goes with the other 2 companies, or even better features, then yes, I will even gladly pay for that. If you don't want to offer it for free, I will gladly pay for that. But we want that experience on Nintendo. That's the reason. The only reason I don't play my Nintendo as much is because I just don't feel that community basis like I do on other systems. Like I don't feel like I can get in the game with my friends real quick, or chat it up with my friends while I'm playing something else. I just don't. I feel limited on Nintendo when versus the other systems, and stuff like that. I just like, in that aspect, I do feel like they taking us for granted.
So I mean, okay, so Live, go ahead and share your thoughts.
I'm gonna give y'all an example of of the digital event that happened a couple of months back. How Nintendo takes example takes kind of takes us for granted. When they launched, everybody was waiting to get a Metroid. Everybody was waiting to get a Metroid. Everybody knew they was gonna show a Metroid 4. Everybody knew. But when they showed that Metroid Federation Force, oh, that kicked you in the stomach, or like spit in your face, and was like, it's raining dollars. That is one example how Nintendo takes us for granted. Some of the decisions that they did for the Wii U, took us for granted. Releasing, Super Mario World, which Super Mario World is not a bad game, but it's that it really didn't do anything, for me. And it was like, well, here you go. This is something, to tie you over. You could have did that on the 3. You could have did that on the 3DS, versus, doing that on the Wii U. They could have took their time and made a new game. I would have been happy with a new Mario Galaxy. I would have been happy with that, a HD remake versus that Super Mario World, basically with the multiplayer. And then, did it have online? I don't even think it had online. Like John said, you can't get on a Nintendo system and basically play with your friends. I think Nintendo takes us for granted with that too. They know that Nintendo has a big community. They know that. I mean, it's no secret behind that. Nintendo has a big community. Okay, why won't you let your friends communicate with each other on a Nintendo system? I don't care how you guard it, how you try to make it up, whatever policy you want to put in it, but you should be able to talk to your friends on a Nintendo system. I thought when they came out with that Wii U video chat, I thought, okay, well, they're gonna break the barrier. We're gonna have party chat, and all that stuff like that. Well, they never did. They never did go through with it. They never did do it. So, I think Nintendo in that aspect, they take us for granted. They take our kindness for weakness. And like I said, with President Kim, I hope he can, focus on the basic things that, the core fans want. I understand, we still have, casual gamers and, gamers that, this basically, want a Nintendo system, to play Nintendo first party games on. Yeah, I know that, but Nintendo needs to focus on the core, that
Yeah.
core, that basic, that basic, thing, to where it will bring back, everybody. It will bring back everybody. They did it with the Wii, but the Wii was underpowered. They did it with the Wii. The Wii was underpowered. I don't care how much you say. I mean, selling systems is selling systems. I don't care what you do. As long as the system sell, hey, you can't do anything about it. But with the Wii U, I think they just took took gamers for granted. They took gamers for granted. We'll just put the U on it, and and it's gonna sell. And it's gonna sell. Well, lo and behold, Nintendo, gamers are not dummies. They are not dummies, and that system bit you in the butt. It bit you in the butt, because basically what it did was, you thought you were still gonna have those casual gamers, out there that was gonna, come in, those 90 million that was gonna come in. You thought, they were gonna come back, but you took those 90 million for granted, and only got, out of the 90, you only got 10 million, and those are basically core fans, that bought a Nintendo system. I
Right.
don't think it's a person that, oh man, what's that on that display model, like that. What's that? Oh, that's the new Nintendo system. You be at Best Buy or Walmart or whatever. Oh, that's the new Nintendo system. Oh, it is, like that. Oh, it's the Wii. No, 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 no. It's the Wii U. What is the Wii U? It's the new Nintendo system. So, I in that aspect, I just think Nintendo took us for granted with the Wii U name, and they thought with the Wii, they thought the Wii U would be successful.
Right.
That's my take.
Well, I mean, what sparked, like I said, man, I was sitting there and we was talking about amiibos and how they was like, man, don't buy one, because once you start buying one, you won't be able to stop. And I was listening to them, and I had to commend them in my mind. I didn't say it online. I commended them because they are literally making amiibo successful to core fans. There's only 10 million people with the Wii U, but yet still, amiibos are very successful. But when you have one of those 10 buying 20 a piece, and let's say half of that 10 million, let's say a million to 2 million of the owners of the Wii are actually bought at least 7, 8 amiibos. That's a lot of amiibos moving. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was thinking, like, I used to work at P&G, and one of their sayings was that they most valuable commodity it was their employees, not their machines. Because without the employees, there wouldn't be nobody to run the machines. The machines cost millions of dollars to make and design and all that stuff, but without the people with the experience and the knowledge to run it, then those machines ain't nothing. So they said their most valuable asset is their employees, is the people that they work for, and they put a lot of money and a lot of time in developing their employees. And I was looking at, with us as fans of Nintendo, I think Nintendo depend on us and take us in a way that they take us for granted because they just so assured that we gonna be there that they don't even focus on that core. They if it got Nintendo on it, and sometimes I think in Nintendo mind, if it got Nintendo on it, they guaranteed to have their core nostalgia fans. Where and then they as they focus and dabble and gamble with casuals and soccer moms and grandmas and uncles and people who don't game, they gamble with their which they gamble right with the Wii, but gamble wrong with the Wii U, gamble wrong with the GameCube, gamble wrong with the N64 because they make gambles thinking we gonna always be there. Like when they came out with the purple box with the handle, you know what I'm saying? And we gonna be there. And I noticed that as much salt as I throw at a Sony and I throw at a Microsoft, Sony and Microsoft focus on their core fans. And it goes out from there. It starts with that core and it breathes out. Whereas Nintendo sometimes start everywhere else and then backs up into a corner. Oh, well, I always got my true fans. You see what I'm saying? I always got my true group of consumers who always support us and always will be there for us. Now I can turn my attention to them to pull us out of this rut. It's kind of like what they like. Instead of starting with a lot of the games that we have now, instead of making sure those games was there at launch and then gradually going out to capture all these other groups of people, Nintendo start trying to get all these groups of people and then find themselves in a corner focusing on their core now. Whereas Xbox and Sony, they start with the core and then they gradually bridge out to bigger audiences. Am I wrong to say that?
No.
John, what you think?
Yeah, you're right.
So it was a thought. Like I said, I haven't worked it out. It's gonna be a post. Is Nintendo depending on the core fans, their core fans too much? Meaning, not depending on them in the sense that they're focused on them, depending on them in the sense that, in some ways, they neglect them. Like, there's a lot of games that we should have on this Wii U that we don't have. You know, I think a Metroid should have showed up. I think a Zelda should have showed up. And I know these games take time, don't get me wrong. But we might not see some of these games on the Wii on this console. I believe.
Yeah, that should be a let you know right there. Like it was 3 years the Wii U. Three years.
3.5, yeah.
3.5 years that you might not even see this game on this. It's like, come on, think about it. A Nintendo console that doesn't have a Zelda game on it.
Not an original for that console, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Nintendo game that doesn't have a Metroid game on it.
Right.
You know, that's kind of weird.
And I look at the amiibos, and like I said, it's a small group of people making the amiibo successful. When you got people buying 20, that to me, that they need to. Nintendo's greatest their greatest commodity is not their IPs. Is their IPs are second to their consumers, their fan base, because without their fan base, Mario might not sell. You know what I'm saying? Without that fan base, those amiibos might not be moving. Without that group of fans that's been sticking loyal despite all the missteps and mishaps, that could easily be the other way around. These folks can be totally jaded and be like, you know what? And it's slowly happened, but you still got those core who stay true and blue, even though they upset with Nintendo's moves and directions and choices. They still support the company and ensure some type of success, some type of financial gain. And I'm hoping with the NX, Nintendo realized maybe we need to focus on the core and what they're desiring and make sure that is there and then begin to focus on all the other stuff once you have secured the core. To me, for the Wii U, I'll say the Wii brand, because that encompasses both the Wii and the Wii U, Nintendo stepped away from the core to focus on everything else. Where it was successful with the Wii, but it didn't generate to success with the Wii U because the whole time it was the core driving the system and making you look great when you might have wouldn't have looked great had it not been for that core fan base. That bought the game anyway. And despite people clowning it, they praised it and posted videos on it and gave it the due love and attention that it was deserving of when mass media wouldn't give it to you. Your core fans gave it to you and put it out there for the world to see, and you focusing on a group that can change with the wind. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a thought. Basically, like I said, I ain't worked it out yet. I just wanted to get y'all thoughts on it. So anybody else got anything they want to say on that before we go to the next topic?
I'm straight.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So my last topic, because I don't really got. We've been going pretty good. What genre do you think that has kind of slipped into dormancy or out of the spotlight? What genre of game do you feel like need to make a resurgence that has kind of faded in the background? Like you got, Cars You Get No right now still.
You want to say genre, or you want to say like, yeah? Because I'm gonna say I think each genre is still represented.
Yeah, but some of them ain't as like the beat 'em up, the side scroller beat 'em up. That's almost
That's what all the mini games is.
Yeah, but I mean it's still like it's isolated to indies and stuff. I'm talking about to the point there where, like back in the day when it wasn't nothing to see a side beat 'em up being promoted just like the new Call of Duty coming or the new Grand Theft Auto. I'm talking about getting back to that platform of attention where a side scroll beat 'em up can generate that much attention and that much I guess hype to be bought. What genre do you think needs to get back to that level that's kind of not had that in a long time? I don't know. This might be a stupid one. Might not have been thought out well enough.
I mean, there's some games that.
Oh, okay. Let's break it down to games that you feel like should.
Like I feel like the Soul Calibur franchise needs to come back.
The fight, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like the actual 3D fighting genre needs to come back. Like I'm tired of all these 2D fighters and shit.
So you tired of the Street Fighters and Mortal Kombat?
Be honest with you, I liked Mortal Kombat when it was the other way. When it was the 3D like that, like how it was with Soul Calibur. I liked it like that. Cause it made it different,
See, I'm kind of I don't know.
I liked it the way it was different because it can make you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody jumps in with a kick, I'll sidestep out the way on you. You know what I'm saying?
So you're talking about like the Tekkens and all that need to come back.
Yeah, like no, not to see the Tekkens, yeah.
Well, Tekken has left, but some what to me what happened with Tekken was, first of all, they messed up with the DLC or what's that, microtransaction, instead of letting you win and the character by beating the game, and because now you just buy the character. So
that and just the making it to where you just the infinite juggle stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like anybody just come in there, if you start juggling something, like you don't even get a chance to play it no more.
Okay.
If he knows how to keep that combo going, he can just juggle you in the air and you done. You see what I'm saying? You don't even get to fight, and you don't even get a chance to fight no more. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's like they need to work on that balance or whatever. But I miss the Soul Caliburs, the Virtual Fighters, and stuff like that.
All right. That's okay. So the traditional 3D beat 'em up.
Yeah. Oh, and then of course Rainbow's trying to bring it back, but the real tactical shooters, not the fake the real tactical shooters, the stuff like that needs to come back.
All right. La?
I would say like John said, I would say like the Soul Caliburs, the 2D fighters. I would say, uh, let's see.
This
I
might
would,
be the hard one.
yeah,
Couch co-op.
yeah. Uh, I would say, we have a lot of online, but I would say, like more of a better single player experience.
Okay. So since the online came in, single player took a back burner to.
Yeah, it's taking a big back burner.
You know what I want, and they kind of went that way with the 3D, but then they just kind of let 3D fade away. But Sony's 3D TV, right? You know how you have couch co-op, right? But you always had to split the screen.
Uh,
With Sony's 3D TV, what happened was where you could both have glasses on, but y'all would both be seeing two different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I would see we were looking at the same TV, but I would see my player and what's going on with my thing, and he would see his player and what's going on with his thing. Like it was basically like it was two different TVs. But you're on the same TV. I missed that technology. They should have brought that back. But since they're not doing that, they're not doing 3D no more. They need to make a way to where you can split on your consoles, where you can split the what do you say? Split the signal or something. You know what I'm saying? Like to where, like if you're playing like if you're playing a co-op game where I don't have to split the screen, I can just split the display
okay.
maybe two different TVs or two different monitors or something like that.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like I don't know, just little stupid innovations like that they can do that they don't capitalize on. Because like I really think couch co-op is still something that people want to do, and it's not something that everybody's not always gonna get online. And also we also got our families and stuff that we still play games with too that are in the house.
See, genres I want to see come back are type of games is water racing games like Wave Race.
Okay.
Is a Jet Moto Storm? I think that's no, that's not. That's the one. But Jet Moto or something like that. I think was on the PlayStation. Like flying games. Star Fox. I was looking forward to Star Fox, even though I have no issue with it being delayed to improve. But I miss those type of games like Star Fox. Even though we did get a 3D world Mario, I miss the traditional 3D Mario. We didn't get one this generation. We haven't gotten one this year, this gen. No, yeah, you got the pretty much the 3D world where it's like the one on the 3DS, but the Galaxy style Mario, we didn't get that this year. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of a lot of games that, to me, I think them the games that would have satisfied me as a gamer this gen. We haven't gotten. There's a lot of genres and style games that has taken a back burner to the FPS, to the third-person shooter, the FPS, the simulation, realism. We don't even have a lot of the animated, cartoony games no more. We still got the Ratchet and Clanks, and the Mario's, but that's about it. You don't see none of those games in abundance where a developer is really putting a lot of money into the development and the creativity of that game, and it's a cartoony fantasy type game. I miss those type of style games, and I think some of these type of games need to make a resurgence back in today's gaming because it's lacking, to me, so go ahead.
That's all I can think of.
So live.
I mean, that was a hard topic. That was something you would have had to think about.
Yeah, we might have to table it and then bring him back on another podcast because it's just like I said, these two thoughts I haven't worked out yet. And I was trying to work them out via this podcast before I post anything about it, especially Nintendo dependent or taken for granted. I'm using dependent because you depended on them even though you're not focused on them. You dependent on them even though you're not even putting your time at that group until you don't have no choice. But you depended on them to buy your system. You depended on them to keep you afloat. You depended on them to be the ones who go out and buy the stuff that you ain't really catering to them. And so I just wanted to work it out with you guys. But anyway, I ain't got anything else unless you guys do. We can bring it to a close.
Yeah, I got one thing.
Okay.
I want everybody to think about this. Okay, you got these, the Oculus Rift with Microsoft, and you got the PlayStation VR with Sony.
AKA Morpheus.
Yeah, aka Morpheus. You got that. Well, think about this. What if you could, this is Nintendo new system, right? Think about this. What if you would actually be in the game? You wouldn't need a special VR thing, to put on, and stuff like that. But what if the new system acts just like a 3DS? And it didn't matter what television that you had, the system would put out 3D, and you would have to wear, I would say, some special kind of glasses, or whatever like that. But you would be immersed in the game. I mean, it's just something to think about.
Okay. So basically, you become the characters in the game instead of having the protagonist created. You are the protagonist. That's what you're basically saying?
Exactly.
That'll be cool. So, yeah, my daughter just came down here on me. But anyway, anybody got any final thoughts before we get out of here? I think that'll be cool live. I think what's them characters in Smash Bros. Kind of, and the avatars and the Mii's. I think Nintendo could do a lot more with the Mii's in these games. Like, there's a lot they can do with the Mii, and kind of what you talking about, even outside of the VR and the virtual.
I got a question about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not. 'Cause I didn't really mess with the Mii Maker this on the Wii U. But could you do more as far as creating with the Mii's on the Wii than the Wii U?
I think so, and I think there's.
I remember I used to make the Star Wars, the Darth Vader, you made Spider-Man, made Predator.
I think so. I don't know if there's.
Because I don't see none of that on the new one no more.
No, I didn't either. There's a lot of the Wii U version didn't have as many I guess tools or I guess eyes and hats and I don't know what you would call that type of stuff. But no, they didn't have as much as the Wii had. The Wii, when you made a Mii and the Wii U didn't have as many options to pick from to create all these different things. And I don't know if it was license issues or something like that. I don't know. But it did get way more basic and than what was on there previously. So you're right on that.
Maybe I was just not noticing something. Maybe I didn't mess with something. I don't know.
You're right. It ain't there. Unless I haven't discovered something, it ain't there. But it was on the Wii. You can make a lot of different type of Mii's and all that stuff. But on a Wii U, if it ain't human, you really can't. It ain't much you can really do. So, but anyway, we're gonna have to. We went pretty long. We're gonna have to bring this to a close. So let's start with you, John. Go ahead and let the folks know. Sign out so we can.
Alright, John Shaw. Yo, be sure to visit us at www.fulleffectgaming.com. Come stop by, click on the articles, comment on the articles. Stop by every week. We try to. The more you stop by, the more we produce, and and we
Right.
keep get the ball rolling and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Make
Help
sure
us.
you click. Make sure you click the actual read more. That way, we can actually register. Ain't that how you kind of know that's
Yeah, that's how I know. If it's a video, just click the title on it, so you'll go to the inside the website. So then we'll get a hit register on that. And also help us out. So we, what I'm saying, the more we get, then the easier it is that we can get to these events and stuff, and we get some more content and stuff like that for you. Yeah, that's all I got. Peace.
live. Oh, my bad. Live.
I mean, pretty much, we had a good podcast. I want to say this one thing though. What's really got me upset? Microsoft and these announcing these bundles that's really not bundles. It's just like, okay, we're gonna give you a certain amount of games. We're gonna give you a Lego game. We're gonna give you, the Gears, bundle redone, back over again. We're gonna give you a lower craft, bundle, but it's still the black Xbox. It's not a special edition Xbox, with the, like the different colors, the custom made, um, controller. It's just like they just slapped it with the game, and here's the bundle. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So you think they're being lazy with the bundles, man?
A waste of time.
Now I had to ask you. Now, how does Nintendo do? Do they do anything special with the console or color or anything?
No, Nintendo don't do nothing special. Nintendo, shoot, it it's hard. It's hard struck if Nintendo puts out a bundle. The last bundle I seen that they put out was the Mario Maker bundle, but it was only exclusive to Walmart, and they sold out like probably in what, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, they like I said, it's a lazy time for the developing
But
side of games.
see, it's lazy, but it's also smart because it's coming holiday season. Those bundles are $350. Then you got the $500 bundle with the Elite controller.
Those are $400.
You sure they were $400? Last time I checked,
Yeah.
they was like three something.
No, those bundles, that the lower craft one, because it comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive, so they pricing it at 400.
Okay, well, you got those right. So at the thing, you get for people that don't have the console, you can pick the game that you want with the console. It comes with the console. Like I wish I would have had that choice at the beginning with all these consoles, because that's why I made that video. Do we feel like I'm getting the short end of the stick because I didn't get a choice when I bought mine. You got the Xbox and that's it. You got the PlayStation, you got it. You got the Wii U, that's it. Or you had the choice between which the bigger hard drive or whatever on the Wii U. But other than that, that's it. I didn't get a choice. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get no games with mine. I had to go buy them extra games. So I mean, that kind
Nintendo Land, you got Nintendo Land.
I didn't get that bundle at the launch of Wii U.
You didn't get the. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's all. All the only thing they had was either you had the white one or the black one, and the black one had the bigger HD with the extra the extra two stands or whatever, and that's it. So I was like, well, I want the bigger one since I said I want the bigger hard drive. That's a no-brainer. So I was like, yeah, I'll go with that one. And but yeah, other than that, it's like I didn't have a choice. So I mean, like, yeah, they're lazy with it, and I wish they come out with some other colors. They still are when those bigger games come out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wish they had some more colors and stuff like that. But at least they get the option to have a game with their stuff. I was like, I didn't even have that option. I was sitting like, yeah, because like So if you was looking for Tomb Raider and you didn't have an Xbox and you was saying that like that game was what you was waiting for, now you can buy that with a Tomb Raider. If it
Okay.
was or the other one that was the other one had like 3 games with it though. What was the other one? Yeah, there you go. You buy that one, you got 3 games with it.
Right.
But yeah, it is kind of lazy, but it's still smart on their end though.
Yeah, I
Cause
mean, it ain't. I wouldn't even call it really lazy. It's really, it's kind of just smart business. You know, why put all that into it? You just give them a game, and you gonna move what you need to move anyway. So, you know, hey, that's how they playing it now. So that's how they got to play it. So anyway, we can pick this up the next podcast, but this is Level Live signing out, and hopefully we'll be back next week. Make sure you go check us out at fulleffectgaming.com. Be reading our posts, share our posts. Make sure you share this podcast. Please leave your comments down in the comment sections, man. We like getting feedback, stuff you want to talk about. Make sure you leave your top 5 games of all time and why. Make sure they're in order so we can read through and laugh or disagree or whatever we're going to do. But this is Live and Level signing out. Till next time, people, deuces.